Sorry, 1 second. I probably shouldn't be talking with my mouth full. But as I talk for about the first few minutes of this video, I'll probably be munching on this. You know what this is? Rally taco. If you read the title of this stream, you know where I'm going with this. Jose, I'm coming out right out and saying it. I don't even need to like stall. Jose Altuve is a Hall of Famer. There's no doubt in my mind. He deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame. He's been with us for so long. He's had so many historical moments. He's a Hall of Famer. Even if he doesn't even get to that 3,000 hit mark, even if he doesn't, in my mind, he's still a Hall of Famer. The Astros win tonight after being down 2-0 at one point. They come from behind to win in extras 6-3. Jose Altuve walks it off with a walk-off grand slam in the bottom of the 10th. We were down 2-1 in the bottom of the 9th. Carlos Correa, we were down to our final strike, in fact. Carlos Correa comes up and hits a solo and mashes a solo home run, which he admires, which he can do that because it was a game tire. We were down to our final strike. If you're down to your final strike and you hit a home run, pimp it. That's fine. The home runs that I don't approve of pimping are home runs that aren't that significant because they don't make a difference. And it's kind of like breaking the unwritten rule. This is a really good taco. But Jose Altuve is what we're talking about now. He's the reason he's the reason we won this game, but I think had he not even hit the home run, we still would have won. Now, we're going to break down the bottom of the 10th because I want to go over a few things that you may not have noticed or you definitely want me to talk about. Because there are some things that we need to go over. Some things that led up to this walk-off slam and some things that were kind of game-changing. So to start out the inning, we're down 3-2. In the top of the 10th, Ryan Presley gets 2 straight strikeouts. But then Nate Lowe comes up and hits a liner to Alex Bregman. What does Bregman do? Well, he goes for like the all-star grab, the gold glove grab. But what he does is it falls out of his glove and it rolls behind him. And Brock Holt scores on that play. Now, while it wasn't Bregman's fault, I think he should have done a better job of knocking this down. Then after that, we get out of it. It's smooth sailing from there because, that's just like it's so typical. You get 2 outs, you give up a hit, and then you get the next out. That's typical. But I don't really blame Presley because he got those 2 big strikeouts. Was it a bad pitch? No. It was actually a pretty good pitch, but Lowe just went the other way with it. So, I got to give kudos to that guy. Bottom of the 10th. Chas McCormick on second. Miles Straw walks to start out the inning. Okay. Well, they brought in this rookie. I think his name was, I forget what his name is. I think it was like DeMarcus Evans. So the Rangers bring in DeMarcus Evans, who hasn't pitched much this season. He's had a fairly decent ERA when he has been up in the league. So they bring him in, and Straw's trying to bunt on the first 4 pitches. All 4 pitches were balls. So Straw takes his base. There's 2 men on for Jason Castro. Now, this is where the turning point happens in the game. You lay a bunt down, we have a very good chance to win the game. You walk, we have an even bigger chance. Or if you get on, it doesn't matter. But Jason Castro's job going up to the plate is you bunt here. You get McCormick and Straw to second and third. You have 2 fast guys. That brings up Altuve. He gets a hit, we win the game. Jason Castro, in a very clutch at-bat, even though there was something questionable within that at-bat, draws a walk to load the bases. Then up next comes Jose Altuve, but we're going to break down the Castro at-bat before we get to that. So first pitch, high, ball 1. Next pitch, outside, 2-0. Next pitch, 3-0. Then he takes a strike down the middle. That's fine. That's fine. You took the first 3 pitches. You got the green light. No, you don't swing. Very next pitch. He tries to bunt, and it goes foul. So now it's 3-2. That's not a good sign because now you have to hit. And on the full count pitch, it goes at the bottom of the strike zone, and it is not called. The umpire who had been calling those types of pitches all night long, even though, to be fair, he wasn't calling those pitches down at like here, because like this is the strike zone. This is the strike zone. This is where the ball hit. He wasn't calling those. He was calling pitches that were like this, like here. This is the strike zone, like outside, like this. He was calling those. But if they were down here, he wasn't calling those. So I have to be fair to him. So he walks, and the Rangers are not having it. They're like, are you kidding me? You didn't call that? Are you kidding me? So Castro takes his base, and then Altuve comes up. Swing and a miss at the dirt. That's not a good sign. Bad pitch to swing at. Not looking good for Jose. But then the very next pitch, I actually don't know what happened here. I can't remember if this was the home run pitch or this was the ball. I think he took a ball on the second pitch. So then it's 1-1. If someone can remind me in the chat what the count was when he hit the home run. But the very next pitch, it's a meatball down the middle, and Altuve cruises it to left into the Crawford boxes for a game-winning grand slam. When Castro walked, I felt really good. Even if Altuve struck out or did something stupid, like strike out, I felt good. CK says, W, do you like Juice WRLD? What did Altuve do? W, yes. Do you like Juice WRLD? I mean, I was never a big fan of Juice WRLD, but I mean, rest in peace, I guess I have to say. And then what did Altuve do? He hit a walk-off grand slam. I actually didn't know this. This was the first walk-off grand slam since 2011 for the Astros. And I mean, that's not like a huge, oh my gosh, it's a huge milestone, because walk-off grand slams aren't what you would call common occurrences. I mean, they happen sometimes. Like, they're not that common. But Altuve, man, he crushed that pitch. And I mean, it was a meatball down the middle. So, I mean, you're going to have to crush it. But he crushed that pitch. I mean, he absolutely obliterated that pitch. He knew it off the bat. His teammates knew it. The fans knew it. I knew it. My dad knew it. Everyone knew it. And the Astros walk away with a W, 6-3. Now, there were some other occurrences within this game. By the way, I'm just going to take one more bite. It's so good. Sorry. There we go. So there were some other occurrences in this game that were pretty debatable, and some of them I got really mad about. So the Rangers start the scoring out on, what was it? It was an RBI double from Joey Gallo, which I was like, I mean, I guess he's due for a hit, even though he's a bad hitter. So why are you giving that up, McCullers? So it's 1-0. Then later, I think in the next inning or maybe the fifth, they have men on first and second, 1 out, and there's a grounder to Correa, makes a diving stop, flips to Altuve, the out. He doesn't really have a play at first because I think it was Holt. Yeah, Brock Holt runs into him, so he can't make the play to first. But there's 2 outs. Well, apparently not. The umpire says Altuve went off the bag. Then they show the replay, and it looks like his foot is on the bag. It looks like it's touching the bag. Like not on the bag, but it's touching the bag. So I don't know what the umpire was thinking there. So they put on the headsets. They're looking at the review of was he safe? Was he out? Was it the foot on the bag? They take the headphones off. He's safe. I went ballistic because, I mean, come on. That's a call you have to make. Because then guess what? McCullers gets taken out of the game because of that, and the very next guy walks with the bases loaded. Blake Taylor walks Joey Gallo on 4 pitches. Oh. It was not a very amusing game at that point. I was like, the offense isn't doing anything. We don't have any production in this game. Why do we keep losing to the Rangers? Then the 7th, we get a little, or 6th, I think, we get a little something going. You know, Altuve gets on, then Brantley gets on, and then what happens after that? I think someone gets out, I think. Yeah, Bregman gets out. Then Jordan gets a hit. Yeah, Bregman grounds into a fielder's choice. Altuve's out at third. Brantley goes to second. Bregman to first. Then Jordan comes up. Jordan gets a single. Problem is, Brantley's slow, so he doesn't score. Then Yuli comes up. Hits a great pitch, and man, that hit off the bat looked like it was going to be extra bases, and we take the lead. But apparently not. It's hung up just long enough for Adolis Garcia to make the catch. So it's 2-1 on the sac fly by Yuli, and then the very next guy gets out, which I think was Correa. And that's fine. You know, you still got a few more innings to put up a run. But we go into the final inning. We're down by 1. You just need 1 run. Jordan, Yuli, Correa coming up. A very scary part of the lineup. 3 guys who have power. Jordan looks at one straight down the middle for strike 3. After he was having a great at-bat, he does that, and it makes us all go, oh, I don't know I don't know what was going through Jordan Alvarez's mind when he took that pitch, but I literally, like, my horns went into my face. I thought that at that point, that's it. We're going to lose. Yuli comes up. And I didn't get to see Yuli's at bat because we're watching the game and this Amber Alert type message comes up because I guess there's like someone on the list. I don't know. But I didn't get to see Yuli's at bat because that comes on. And of course, it turns off and we see that Yuli just pops up. So there's 2 outs, and now it's Correa. McCormick on deck. If Correa doesn't hit a home run, this game's over because McCormick would then strike out. What does Correa do? He gets a 2-2 count, and he On that very next pitch after getting on a 2-2 count, he destroys it and goes the other way to right field to tie the game. And he pimps it. Oh, yeah. That felt good. This was a very needed win. We did not need to lose a game in this series against the Rangers. We lose tomorrow, that's a disappointment because we probably should have lost this game. And I can't say that we deserve to win this game, but the balls were just in our court when it was all said and done. All right. Come on. That's the last time I'm going to have to do that. But yes, this was a very nice one for the Astros. It was the offense was disappointing, but we get the W nonetheless. But what we're talking about in this video is Jose Altuve. From the day he debuted in 2012 to now, what has he done? Tallied over 1,500 hits. Had various walk-offs, various homers that have been memorable. He sent us to the World Series with a walk-off homer. He's walked off a game with a double. And now he's walked off a game with a grand slam. And with all of this being done, Jose Altuve is not even 6 foot. I'm pretty sure I'm taller than Jose Altuve. Now, size doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can be good and you're like 5 foot. It doesn't matter. But it's a little harder if you're the smaller guy and the bigger guy is pitching. Because it's either you're gonna have the upper hand or he's gonna have the upper hand. So it's gonna like balance out. Jose Altuve has got to be. I mean, he's a monster. He's a beast. I love Jose Altuve. I'm sorry, he's still my favorite Astro. I thought for a little bit, I was like, it's like Alex Bregman or Yuli Gurriel or Michael Brantley. No, it's Jose Altuve. I love Yuli Gurriel. I love Michael Brantley. It's Jose Altuve. I'm sorry. It just is. He's the most clutch on our team. I just love him. If the Astros ever got rid of him, I'd be heartbroken. But the other guy I want to talk about too, because I actually just said his name, Alex Bregman. Alex, I love you. I've known you since, I haven't known you, but I have watched you. We have all watched you since you first stepped up to the plate in an Astros uniform. We watched you in the Future Stars game. Come on. Like, this is a dark time for Alex Bregman. He is not hitting well at all. Not whatsoever. He's sub 280 now. He's almost to 275. He went from being over 300 to 275. I hate to say this because Carlos has been hot lately, but that's a Carlos Correa move. You get hot to begin the season, then you go. It's not a good sign. I don't know what to do about Alex Bregman right now. He just doesn't look good. He's lost all of his power. He's lost all of his clutch. He's not the same player. What's happened, Alex? I mean, what's going on? If you want to be more of a hit guy now than a home run guy, by all means, do that. But if you're going to be more of a hit guy, you got to be more of a hit guy. Bregman started off so good that now he's going to implode. Exactly. That's exactly what he's been doing. He's been imploding. This doesn't mean that he's going to be like this for the rest of the season, but this isn't a good sign. Because if he's like this for the rest of the season, we may have to consider some things for the future. I hate to say that because I love Alex Bregman. I actually met him when he first entered the league, and I literally told him to his face, I think you're going to be one of the best players on our team. And boy, was I right for a little while. Because 2017, he was good. 2018, he was better. 2019, he was awesome. 2019, Alex Bregman was the best player on the Astros. I mean, he finished second in MVP voting behind Mike Trout. And actually, it was barely because Mike Trout got hurt to end the 2019 season. So, had Mike Trout got hurt a little earlier, Bregman would have won MVP that season. But Alex, right now, you're not playing like that. Not whatsoever. And if you don't start heating up soon, you might not ever again. That might be a one-hit wonder for you. That's not good. So what do I have to say to Alex Bregman? Start focusing more on your hitting, your discipline, and your MVP caliber development, and less on your YouTube channel and your HEB commercials. Because, buddy, if you keep advertising and you're playing like this, no one is gonna believe you. No one's gonna believe in you at all. I still believe Alex Bregman can wake up, and I'm sure he will. But he's got to wake up soon because I'm starting to lose some faith. It's just every time he goes up there, I'm like, ugh, this guy. I don't want to say that. But anyways, like I said, we got the win tonight. I'm happy. It was a very late win, but now that I think about it, I still don't think we deserved it. We just, like I said, the balls were in our court tonight when it was all said and done. I want someone to type in the chat. How many Astros did you vote into the All-Star game? Because I was actually talking about it earlier. I was discussing it earlier, and I voted yesterday for my All-Star game picks, and yes, most of them were Astros, which I don't think that I should have done, but I just when I looked at the players in front of me, I was like, I'm sorry, they just look like they deserve it. I don't know why Michael Brantley is not being more recognized. I don't know why Carlos Correa isn't being more recognized. Even though I don't think those guys would be number one in the All-Star voting, they should get an honorable mention. I mean, come on. I think, to be quite honest, Jose Altuve is going to be an All-Star this year. With that Phase 2 thing that they're doing, Altuve, maybe Brantley, and probably Yuli will get in. But I think the only non-Astro that I voted in the AL was Byron Buxton because he's been awesome. Even though I hate to say it, but he might actually not make the All-Star game because he's been hurt. I don't know. I'm debating it because I just don't know. I don't know if any of those guys will make the All-Star game. If not, it's not a huge deal. We're still a good team nonetheless. The All-Star game does not make a difference in what kind of player you are. Okay, you hit a home run for the AL. Cool. The All-Star game does not make you an Hall of Famer. You can be a Hall of Famer and not have made like 5 All-Star games. It doesn't matter. But some other Astros news that I wanted to go over. So the spider tack, the big tack. I guess that's what I've kind of been calling it the last few days. The big tack. The MLB finally has come up with something, which is, I guess, is good news because Rob Manfred can't get a clue. And I know some of you are going to be telling me, if you're non-Astros fans, you're definitely going to be telling me, oh, you should be taking Rob Manfred because he should have stripped your title away. No, he shouldn't have stripped our title away. Leaving the title is fine. You want to rip us all you want, that's fine. Leave the title. I just don't like Rob Manfred. Just like I don't like really any of the other like commissioners of like basketball or the NFL. I don't like Adam Silver, and I don't like what's his name? NFL commissioner. I forgot his name. I always forget his name. But they came up with a punishment, and it was a 10-game suspension for any pitchers caught using it. So Garrett Cole, Trevor Bauer, maybe John Means. I don't know who else is using it, but you guys better just go ahead and admit that you were using it so that you can just go ahead and serve your suspension. Because if you don't come forward now, you might get a bigger suspension then. I don't know. Some people think that that was a bit of a light punishment for any pitchers using that, which, I mean, I guess I can see why people could be mad at that because some of these pitchers could have dominated their team. But at the same time, it's not like a huge deal. I don't think Spider Tech is a huge deal. Cheating is cheating, but I don't think Spider Tech is like the biggest deal. So 10 games, I think, is fair. It would be horrible to see though, like one of the Astros pitchers getting suspended for that because I just don't feel like any of our guys would be using that. Because most of our starting pitching is young, and then you have Zach Greinke, who, I mean, come on, Zach Greinke's not going to be using Spider Tech. He's not that type of guy. And then you have Lance McCullers, who, I mean, maybe, but that's very unlikely. I just don't see any of the Astros pitchers getting suspended for that. And that reminds me. So I wanted to ask y'all this because I've been like seriously debating, and this is more about the All-Star game, and I know I wanted to shut up about it, but do we think Luis Garcia could get a mention in the All-Star game? I think he could. I need to look up his stats right now. I think Luis Garcia deserves a spot. Whenever I look up Luis Garcia, it always pulls up some other guy I've never heard of. Yeah. What's his regular season stats? He's a 2. Okay. Regular season, he's got a 2.98 ERA, which isn't. It's good, but it's not like wonderful. What else? It'll look up his whole stats. Anyways, oh, his whip. Look at his whip. 1.4. That's good. You know how young he is? He's only 24. He's got a very low whip for a guy who's that young. Now, he's not the only guy that has those numbers, but I feel like he should get a mention. He started out the season a little shaky, but he really woke up against the Dodgers. I mean, he was masterful. Red Sox, masterful. Blue Jays, masterful. The Twins, he gave up 3 runs, but he was still pretty good besides that. He made good out of it. So I think Luis Garcia should get at least a mention. Maybe like a sub spot. I don't know. It'd be nice to see that because I think he deserves it. So I don't want to do too, like I say this a lot, but I didn't want to do too long of a stream. It's late. I thought this was a very nice occurrence for the Astros. I'm happy that we won. While I think this was a very This should have been a very easy win. I'm happy that it ended the way it did because we finally get to win in extras, and we just had some highlight reel moments. So I'm happy. So we're 30 minutes in. I think I'm gonna end it here. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. So that's gonna end this for the stream, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you did like the stream, subscribe. We're right there. We're almost to 70. Just come on now. Hit the button. I'm begging. Once again, like the stream and comment down below your thoughts on what we talked about. Do you think Jose Altuve deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame? And what were your All-Star Game picks? So I will see you later, Astros fans, Houston fans, sports fans. Go Astros. See you later, guys.